What is up, you guys? That Nerd Isaac 2006 here, and I am back with part 2 of my newest review series, my Transformers 2007 Retrospective reviews. In today's video, we're going to be taking a quick look at Transformers Studio Series Voyager Class Ironhide and Transformers Studio Series Deluxe Class Ratchet from the 15th Anniversary Autobot 5-pack. So, without further ado, let's head on over to the table and check them out. Starting off with Ratchet, I seriously do like this version of the mold. The vehicle mode is absolutely beautiful, and the paint is applied so well, and I especially love the silver rims. The pulse line is also thinner than the original, which I vastly prefer. Hell, I just kind of prefer this newer figure in general. This old guy is just ew. He does come with his buzzsaw weapon, which can attach nicely to the back on that little spare tire right there, but I just think that looks not great, honestly. Overall, though, I do love this little Hummer mode. It's an extremely satisfying little car. So, getting down into Ratchet's transformation here. This figure is honestly very easy to convert, so let's just get right into it. First thing I like to do is just pop this little piece off. I did make a modification a very long time ago to actually all of these guys, like back in like 2018, but I digress, toss that aside. First thing I like to do is pop the arms out like so, bring those down, orientate the arms the way they need to go. Like so. Come on, there you go. And rotate this chest piece, bring the chest down, bring the arms around like so. And there you have one arm done. Second burst, same as the first. Bring this down, not bring this down, fucking fold this around, tab that in, and bring the arm down. Pop this piece out, take the backpack, shimmy the legs right on out as they like to pop out. Snap that back in. Take this piece, fold all of this in like so. Tab that into the back. Fold these panels out, make sure they snap. Adjust the legs, bring them down, bring the feet down, and grab this piece that I tossed off to the side. Snap that in. Doesn't that just look so much cleaner? Yes, it does. And there you have Ratchet in his very nice looking robot mode. Robot mode is hit or miss for some, but for me, I'm in a bit of a gray area. My biggest complaint is the arms/shoulders. They're not painted well, and they're assembled in such an odd way. I also wish that he had wrist swivel. He does look very nice though, especially when looking at his ugly ass counterpart. His buzzsaw does plug into his arm, and that looks pretty cool, mind you, but god, I do wish that he had his gun, which is what I'll give my favorite version of this mold, the Dark of the Moon one, over him. Getting into Ratchet's articulation, this guy, he's posable, but he's not the most posable in the world. First of all, one of my biggest complaints with this mold in general, he does not have a ball joint at the head whatsoever. He only has a swivel. Thankfully, it's a swivel at the collar, so the head doesn't get stuck, but I still wish they found a way to incorporate a ball joint. I'm sure if they went back and redid this mold, they'd totally find a way to do that. But, once again, I digress. He does have full 360 at the head there. Shoulders are on ball joints. Those can do full 360s. They actually you get some butterfly action out of this guy, which is pretty cool. He does have an extra hinge right here. Focus, you little bitch. He does have an extra hinge right there. He does have a swivel at the bicep right there, and a double bend at the elbow, nothing at the wrist, which pisses me off, nothing at the waist, which pisses me off, but the hips can kick forward that far, backward not far at all, but he does have a beautiful spread, and he does have a thigh cut right there, which is pretty limited, not gonna lie. Honestly, you move the ball joint and you get more motion out of that. But he does have full 90-degree bend at the knee there, and ankles are on ball joint, so you can get a whole bunch of wiggly waggly motion out of those. So aside from the arms, really, and the waist, basically just the legs, Ratchet is decently posable. Now, overall, I think Ratchet here is a very fun figure. Not the absolute greatest, but still very nice. Let's get on to the fun part of this video with Studio Series Ironhide, legitimately one of my favorite figures in the whole line. Aside from the underside kibble, this GMC top kick mode is gorgeous. The shaping is just so right, and it makes me want to get freaky anyways. I love how dense and weighty he is, and with the kibble, he rolls very, very well. I love that he has the 4x4 stamp on both sides, along with the very frivolous Autobot logo on the back tailgate. All in all, this mode is very, very nice to handle. So, getting into Ironhide's transformation, it is honestly a very simple, but at the same time very intuitive conversion. So, first thing I like to do, pop the little windshield / hood piece up like so, just fold that in, get all of that off to the side. Here we go, untab the grill right there, then untab these side door pieces like so, take the arms, bring them down, bring his whole chest down, tab it in just to get that out of the way, unpeg the legs, and then it's the best way to do this. Okay, fold down the tires right here and take the foot and this panel, those will both fold up, and that will wrap around the leg like so. And second verse, same as the first, if I can manage it, if it'll let me. There we go. Okay, fold all of that down, get around, boom, there you got the legs done. Gonna raise my camera a little bit. Okay, this part is gonna be very tricky to do on camera. Let me fold that down, take this front grill section and the whole hood piece and just untab all of that, shimmy these pieces off to the side, take his little stomach area here, fold that out, make sure the head tabs right in. There are 2 pegs right here on the corresponding sides that will tab in to these slots right in here. You can't really see it, now you can right there. Get the lighting adjusted and make an attempt to tab that in. Okay, you're gonna want to untab the head first. Don't listen to me, I'm bad with instructions. And tab that in, and boom, there we go. Fold the arms down, make sure those are slotted in. Take these little silver pieces right here, fold those out, make sure the back is tabbed in right here. If my camera will focus, turn my fucking brightness down. There we go, peg, slot, tab that in. And there we go. And then bring these panels, fold them, tab those in, tab, slot. Actually, slot is right there. And bada bing, bada boom, and grab the cannons. I put them in my pocket, grab those. This one will tab onto this arm, and this one will tab onto this arm, and there you have Ironhide. Oh wait, tab that in. There you have Ironhide in his badass looking robot mode. In robot mode, he is just such a powerhouse of a figure. Sure, that bumper sticks out like a sore thumb, but I seriously couldn't give less of a shit. My only issue is the ankles. I wish they had tilts, but I also don't feel like buying the DNA upgrade kit. So, you win some, you lose some. I love that he has the proper head sculpt instead of the unpainted black smoker's cough, big ass fucking nose ass looking thing. And I adore how much his cannons elevate his stature. The paint here is very nice, and I actually prefer the hints of gray on this version. The transformation is very intuitive, but quite fun, and that leads to a lovely bot. So, for Ironhide's articulation, he's posable, but there are some areas that are unfortunately very limited just due to when this guy was designed so early into the Studio Series line. Anyways, I digress. Let's get into it. He does have a ball joint at the head. You can get a whole bunch of wiggly waggly motion. He can look up that far, look down, not very far at all. He does have some head tiltage right there, and you can probably get a full 360 if you decide to fucking break your expensive ass figure. The shoulders here are on a series of hinges, so those can do whatever you want. They can go out that far, in not very far at all, honestly. He does have a shoulder bend right here and 90 degrees at the elbow right there. He does have a below the elbow swivel, which I don't personally like. He does have a wrist swivel, nothing at the waist, unfortunately, unless you just decide to, and then you can get some like backward ab crunch, I guess. Hips can kick forward that far, backward that far. He does have a very beautiful spread right there. He does have thigh cut, little over 90 degree at the knee there, and unfortunately the biggest detriment of all to this whole badass figure, nothing at the ankles except for some forward and backward motion, which does help for poses, but god, I wish I didn't have to buy a fucking upgrade kit in order to get those ankles moving and tilting. But this guy, he can pose. He absolutely can pose. Just some areas are a little more awkward than others. Overall, I really do adore this Ironhide figure. I think these two are both very good figures. Most of my qualms come from Ratchet, but I enjoy both a hell of a lot. They look absolutely amazing together, and I'm glad I have them in the collection. So, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and with all of that being said, guys, this has been That Nerd Isaac 2006, and I am rolling out. Peace.